All right. You ready?
I really love would you say zero choice?
Something like that. Oh, here she is. Hey, babe.
Hi.
What's going on?
I'm walking to a restaurant where we're having a executive event tonight.
Oh, nice. Well, you're being recorded because we're actually live right now. And yeah, we just sat
Anything
down.
you say can and will be held against you, Hannah.
That's exactly it. So this is forever
I didn't even hear what he said.
Everything you say can and will be used against you. Because this is in the cloud. And once it touches the cloud, it ain't raining back down. Well, I love you. Can I call you later?
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
All right, love you. Bye.
All right, love you. Bye.
All right, so let's hit a little...
Wait. Well, how about a little introduction?
Yeah, I know. I'm just, All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Scratch That Morning Show, a tribute to the old school morning drive morning show. Is that an oxymoron?
Where we shout out our childhood ones we listen to, 104.7 WNOK.
DC 101, Elliot in the morning. Shout out. But today, we got a couple topics, and I don't know really the direction that we're going to go. We got some Coachella talk coming at you, coupled with a little bit of James Kennedy, because, man, I'm piling on this guy.
Taylor Swift, little album drop.
Little Taylor Swift talk. Yeah, I know that was big last Friday or Saturday, that weekend, whenever the album came out. A lot of mixed feelings. I don't have mixed feelings. I have feelings that have been consistent with her last few albums that we'll get into. But let's hit a little news and announcements real quick. Will, ma'am, how you doing this week, buddy? It's been a couple days. You've been catching some frequent flyer miles and seeing the fam, seeing one of your good buddies.
I was up in Honky Tonk Nashville learning how to play a fiddle, so we're gonna try and add that to the resume of what I do, which is we're starting at zero, so anything is an upgrade.
I love that. I got one upstairs. Should I bring it down?
There's no way you know how to play a mandolin or a fiddle,
bro.
You can play a fiddle?
I can play any four-string instrument.
What do you sing to a fiddle?
I don't sing. I just play the fiddle.
Oh.
It's AKA the violin. Another four-string instrument.
Yeah, can you play the violin?
Yeah. I'm not very good, but I can play the violin, cello, upright bass. Any four-string instrument. Honestly, they're all the same. Once you learn how to play one fretless instrument, like a fretless bass, which is what I learned on.
That's true.
Shifted to the upright bass for jazz band. Learned that. Cello, not very good. Violin, not very good. But I had a violin for about a handful of years. And then just like every other violin player, probably broke a string and never played it.
Can you play a saxophone?
No, I can blow into a sax. I have tried the sax. I've tried the trumpet, trombone, all that stuff again in jazz band. Tried it all. I am good with anything that involves me using my mouth, except for talking. But yeah, no, not very good at the woodwinds or the horns. You know what I mean? I'm not a horn guy.
I can't play anything, so you're ahead of me.
But you can DJ.
I can DJ.
You can DJ like a rock star.
And song selection is in fuego.
I'll tell you what, one of the best qualities, I'll still say this, I think I said it yesterday when I was on with R-Beats. Shout out to R-Beats in Charlotte. Thanks so much for having me on the air yesterday. I had a great time with you and Greasy Keys. But I think one of the things I shouted out was, you are a great song curator. You know how to put together a theme, a drive, and really one of the things that you're really great at is upgrading from the last song that was playing. So you know how to match that energy and then topple it. You're really, really good at that.
It's always a vision, though. I feel like it's why I like being an open format DJ is like, don't get me wrong. I love all genres. So when I go to like a nightclub or something and they're playing the same music, tech house or whatever it is for 4 hours straight, I like that too. But I love to scale all genres as quick as possible. So like, yes, like I'm running through Third Eye Blind, Foo Fighters, Ja Rule,
Ooh.
Michael Jackson, like, because it really keeps people on the edge of their toes. Like, what's he going to play next? And also, more than anything, it helps eliminate stagnicity a word? A stagnant crowd. Like, if somebody just comes in and plays the same like BPM and genre, and let's just say they play 90s hip hop for 3 hours. Personally, you just get bored of that very quickly. So I like to mix, scale, diversify it, and never let people know what's coming next.
Right. All right. Receipt check, real quick. Stagnancy.
Is it actually? I was homeschooled, so I don't know if I might have self-taught myself that one.
Stagnicity.
Is it a word? Did you check it?
I did. Of course. Like,
it's
I'm on here to fact check now. Yeah, because I after we were talking about the LA Country Club thing the other week with the Masters,
true.
with Wyndham Clark is who I couldn't figure out, and you're like, not player opens in Jacksonville, and I was like, I know LA Country Club had a major tournament last year, and I couldn't figure it out, and I know Ricky was in second, and Wyndham Clark ended up coming back on the back nine and putting that thing away. So yeah. After that, I want to be able to capture our receipts on the show. And
what's the definition of this?
Stagnancy, the state of being inactive. Inactivity of liquids, being stagnant, standing still without current or circulation. So
I was right, is what you're saying.
Stagnation. You were right. Well, you
think I said stagnicity.
You said stagnicity, which to me would make more sense than stagnancy.
Interesting. Did you ever do a spelling bee growing up?
Oh, yeah, dude. I was out round one.
How do you... Oh.
Dude, grapefruit. I will never forget the embarrassing moment of grapefruit.
How do you spell rendezvous?
R-A-U...
Sounds like rendezvous.
Rendezvous?
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Rendezvous. Oh, wow. Dude. Out round one. R-E-N-D-E-Z-V-O-U-S.
That's what I said.
Thank you to the French. They do things well. Bread, fries, kissing. I mean, that's got to be a French derivative word, in my opinion. Anyways, scratch that. Third grade spelling bee, grapefruit, missed the E, embarrassed in front of my whole class. I think I was the only kid out in the first round. I couldn't spell. Hooked on phonics did not work for me. Let's put it that way. I'm a math and science guy, which I think plays into the musician side of things. You know what I mean? So
I mean, you got to be able to count to beat match.
Got to be able to count and make chemistry with music. Ooh.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My biology is set directly to music.
I literally
Yikes.
do not do math, so there's a lot of guessing games for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't know if I'm always the best beat matcher.
I think you're okay once you learned how to do it right.
Correct,
No offense.
correct.
The guy who taught you, oh my gosh, smoking crack. Dude, 32 bars? Who can beat match at 32 bars? Why would you beat match at 32 bars? What's the right way to beat match, Will?
I mean, to make it simple, like when you see club DJs, they're doing what, 2, 1 bars max?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing four beats max. 2 sometimes, man, if I just get that kick and snare, like boom, ga, boom, ga. Dude, that's all I need to do.
If you can play a long bar loop, though, it does tease the like instrumental of the next song. That does sound nice.
But here's the thing,
but
you
don't
have
do
to
that,
key
you
match
don't do
that.
at clubs.
No,
though.
but you got to key match it so perfect. And here's the thing is, even if you're on a 16 bar loop, if that chord progression varies at all, like 90% of the songs are in the key of A. Don't ask me why it is in the key of A. By the way, I texted our boy Davis last night, and I was like, can you sing in the key of A? Because he's a big E guy. Because I'm like, man, if you could sing in the key of A, we could literally go out and cover any song out there. But
so did he literally have to like change his voice for that?
No, it's just singing in a different key, so it might stretch his voice into an uncomfortable or unfamiliar octave and key range. But it really comes down to the chord progression too, which brings me back to the point of the looping. If you're in a 16 bar loop and you're in the key of A, even matching the key of A from the song you're trying to mix to, so say it's E or A, F, D, C, and A and F fit really well together in the same key. But if the song you're mixing to happens to be A, G, D, C, a very common Sweet Home Alabama right there. And if you're mixing that G and that F, especially because they're so close together on the scale, it's going to sound like garbage once that key hits on the second beat.
Speaking of beat matching, Grimes at Coachella, everybody's talking about it. I had a comment that went viral. I actually took it down because I think people misinterpreted what I was saying.
They were trolling.
So
Sitting behind their keyboard trying to take shots at somebody who brought great wisdom to an amazing comment.
All I said was, if I had to do at Coachella live listening beat matching, all I said was it would give me anxiety. I didn't say I couldn't do it, but I also didn't say I'd love it. What do you think?
So, I do a lot of wordplay, tone play when I DJ. Some of those songs are produced together, but I'm never running more than 2 songs that might already be produced together. So I am mixing a lot live. And I will say, when you mix a song that has a wordplay of 2 songs together, like Friday Night by Katy Perry into This Is How We Do It, that Friday night thing, you're talking about a BPM shift of about 20 BPMs. That BPM that's set on your song already is not set to the right beat grid. And so therefore, yes, a lot of listening has to happen. So you got to guess. Like in my head, I play the rule of 10 BPMs. I know for the most part that if I get it within 10 BPMs, I can BPM shift by ear into the right BPM. And yeah, you're tapping jog wheels the whole time to keep it in line. It's a skill that comes really naturally after you already get down, like being able to beat match on the basic level. Like if you could beat match by ear, knowing that like you're going from 100 BPMs to 100 BPMs, and you don't need to hit sync, and you could beat match like that. Beat matching outside of that to a 5 to 10 BPM differential that might not be listed as your right BPMs. Does that make sense? Like that starts to come really natural. You know it's going to be off, and you can hear that kick. And when you know that kick that you got in your cue in your ears is hitting quicker than the song that's actually playing through the master.
And it sounds so bad.
But that's the thing. Oh my God, my kick's fast. It's not crazy fast. It's a little fast. Let me shift it down 3 and then line the jog wheel up. Okay, like 15 seconds later, you're like, oh, okay, it's still a little hot. I'll pitch it another BPM down and see how it sits.
You are way better at that than me, because I've had it where...
It just comes with time.
I've had it where I've played on controllers I'm not familiar with, or hopped in for a buddy at an event, and like it basically more or less requires live listening beat matching, right. And that is not a strength of mine.
No, I get it. And the thing that is the real kicker is...
I'm a press play DJ, so what can I say?
Stop it. James Kennedy. When, the thing that really gets me, and it's more so at, weddings or corporate events, when somebody comes up, and here's one of the posts that I saved for us. It says, DJ plays my song request, but mixes away after 30 seconds. Well, yeah, because you probably gave me a song request that sucks, first and foremost. And secondly, it's probably, I might be in 128 already, and you want to hear DMX Party Up sitting at 100 BPMs. Like, I'm going to have to echo out of my, dance party that is already high energy. Not that Party Up isn't a high energy song, but then I'm going to have to like drop it in at 100 BPMs. And I'm only going to sit there for 30 seconds because I'm trying to get things right back to 128 BPMs.
I had a new one the other. Speaking of song requests, and yes, sometimes if a DJ plays a song for 30 seconds, he might just want you to go away. But I had somebody last weekend at an event I was DJing that came up to me, and this will be a good transition for our next debate of topic here, was tipping me and asking me to play as many songs from Taylor Swift as I could. And I was already playing one. This was on release day. Already playing one every 20 minutes, which I felt like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is 3 an hour.
Yeah.
So I upped it to about 7 an hour.
Woo!
And she was so happy, but Taylor Swift songs are all over the board. They're not necessarily all the same. So
especially her last 3 albums.
I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was mixing them for 20 seconds and out.
Well, I had a Taylor wedding my last weekend, which I don't know if we got a chance to really talk about that, but man, dude, we had a hailstorm come through. It was an outdoor wedding. It was tough, but man, we pulled it together. The guests were energized. They wanted life and energy in that party. But the big Swiftie family, even her dad, big Swiftie. And so, yeah, no, I rocked a lot of Taylor. And that's hard when you only have 2 hours versus 4 hours. How much Taylor is too much Taylor? And I'll say any Taylor that's on her new album is too much Taylor.
So you don't like the new album?
Despise the new album. I don't like her new. I didn't like the folk stuff. I definitely don't like this new stuff. It's like it's almost folk emo, and that doesn't. I don't know. I don't jive with that. Like I miss, So I'll Write Your Name. What was the other song I said earlier?
Ready for It.
Ready for It. Dude.
I go even further back. Picture to Burn.
Yes.
I should have said no.
Yes. Love Story.
Is that too far back?
No, because it was good. I mean, I guess those are throwbacks now. That's over a decade old.
When was Picture Burns? Like 2003? No.
7, 8, somewhere in there. Yeah. I was out of college. Ooh, not to date myself.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was just out of college, and somebody's like, have you heard this Taylor Swift girl? And I was like, no, but I was like, wow. For both the album cover and her music. So she was the girl next door.
She used to be country. I mean, I grew up on
She was
country.
country.
I considered all that Picture to Burn stuff very country. Tim McGraw. Wow, great song.
Yeah. Well, I've dropped this name a couple times. I wasn't planning to spin into this, so scratch that. And let's go over to my boy who, speaking of country, I'm going to play this clip real quick. And I don't know. I want your feels on it after I play it.
Is that Morgan?
It's Morgan by James Kennedy. As we shake heads.
That's paired up with Medusa, right?
Yeah. It's good. I just expect so much more from him.
I actually think that's pretty decent.
It's decent, but like...
But why are people still making Last Night remixes? That was like...
Right. I did that last summer.
Yeah, correct.
Like, mine is good. I still haven't released it, so I guess I'm on the same page. But, like, I don't know. Dude, that's stuff that we do. And I'm not trying to put us down at all, but, like, when you got to think of us and James Kennedy on notoriety and expectations of DJs, like, we did those types of songs back in the fall when you and I were just figuring our stuff out. I just expect so much more from a James Kennedy. And I got another clip that I want to play talking about James Kennedy. And yes, I think his fame is what has really gotten him to where he is. I think that he's a bigger name than he is a DJ, if that makes any sense. You know who James Kennedy is?
I do.
All right. And if you don't know who James Kennedy is, he's on Vanderpump Rules. And if you don't watch Vanderpump Rules, you probably live under a rock. It's like the #1 show on Bravo. But this is... I expect a guy who has scenes in the show in a state-of-the-art LA studio producing originals. I expect more than that from him. That was fun. That's cool. And I'm not trying to bash on him because it's a good song. It was creative. I just expect a guy like that to be in the studio taking a Morgan Wallen edit and doing something original to it. He is, in my opinion, if you're on the stage at Coachella or Imagine Fest, anything like that, I expect that step towards Aoki. You know what I mean? Where you're in the studio, like, dude, Aoki flipped the Titanic theme song. And when that hit, when I was in Vegas, you should have seen Hackison just absolutely get just wild. But here's the next clip.
Circle moment.
Well,
Can we talk about a full circle moment? James Kennedy went from DJing at Sir and everyone poking fun at him.
Just think I've got 10 times more talent in the bag than this guy could ever dream of. I thought you were like, I just can't.
that's Jax and
Never even
James.
seen that.
No, you're a joke. You're
That's
from
why I talked about most of this reunion, yeah.
No. Because you're a joke. That's why everyone's talking. They're making fun of you.
You're a rock star and you're a bartender. A rock star? Anybody can push play on a laptop, you idiot.
Go back to the DJ booth.
Why?
Play your little discs and shut up.
I'm trying to do Coachella one day and big things, okay?
Coachella is
Why? I can't dream, Katie.
Oh, he did play Coachella?
And this is what the #1 guy in the group looks like.
Wow, bold statement. Number one guy in the group.
I don't watch the show, so I know nothing. But
So you live under a rock.
I mean,
Or you just have way better things to
I have
do on a
way
Tuesday
better
night.
things to do.
He's at Trio on a Tuesday night when I'm at home cuddled up in my bed with my comforter and dog laying next to Hannah talking SH about the show.
So what do you think? He got called a press play DJ. Would you say that's fair?
I think the weight of the scale is way more press play DJ than talent. And I think that possibly if his, and I know I'm doing my thing where like I sound like I'm a robot talking because my brain's processing as I'm trying to get words out. I think if he spent less time focused on the BS and more time focused on the craft, he would be less of a press play DJ because the show highlights him making original stuff, which in my opinion still sucks. But that is a craft and an art and a talent that is hard to develop. And so I think the press play ism of the Morgan Wallen song, it really let me down as far as what I expect from a guy like him.
Yeah.
Because you and I are trying to get out of the press play phase. We don't do it a lot, but we do it. I say a lot of the stuff like what I'm doing for Davis, complete original, full engineering. And that's the direction I'm trying to go. I don't want to use samples. I don't want to do mashups unless it's like one of those things where we go back to the grave and we're like, hey, this will be fun. Let's do it. You know, like a lot of the stuff that you and I are trying to do is that next level of like, let's flip and edit by making it original.
Right. Flipping it is very popular right now, by the way.
Yeah. Flipping it.
A lot of Flip It remixes out there.
Oh, yeah? What's your favorite Flip It?
Retrovision does a lot of good ones. He's flipped like Dynamite, Thriller, Levels, done a lot of good ones.
Oh, yeah? Well, I think
This guy is heavy on the drum and bass too, which I love.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I was actually in a conversation yesterday during my interview at R Beats. I was talking with Greasy Keys about just the kid with the MacBook type of thing that we've talked about. Like Martin Garrix, who kind of really originated that with Animals in GarageBand in his bedroom. John Summit in his dorm in college making stuff on his Mac. Like, that's cool. That's great. I think that Fred again, Rufus Del Sol, that's the next generation. You need real artistry back to the stage.
Could not agree more.
So, and that's where you and I come in. I think we got a lot of bags.
Did you just call me a real artist?
I am, man. Yeah. No, you are. You are. I would say, dude, the biggest contribution that I get from you in the studio is your creativity, because any artist, so like, could calling myself an artist without sounding braggadocious. Like when I'm in the studio and you give me an idea, I get tunnel vision. I already have the end in my brain, and like I reverse engineer everything that I record. We talked about yesterday in the interview as well. Like for Davis's song, I'm tracking drums last. Every studio has you track the drums first. I reverse engineer everything I do, and I don't know why. But with you, my challenge is that I appreciate about you is that you bring such a different view of creativity to every project that we work on. And for somebody who's massively competitive and massively controlling, which is why I had my own studio in the first place. Like I got tired of tracking for people in their studios. They hand me a drum chart and they're like, I want you to play this. Oh, that wasn't the right drum fill. Or we didn't want that build there. You know what I mean? And not that I have a problem with that. I'm getting paid to play music for other people. But it was hard getting my own studio here in the house and then having another artist come in and was like, I don't like that. The first time you said that, I was like, the hell does he mean I don't like that?
I said that?
Yeah.
When did I say that?
Oh, man. I think we were working. It was either broccoli or it is well. We've worked a couple songs and you're like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I mean,
and I had to get used to that. But the thing that I appreciate about you was that like you built the trust so quickly because what you didn't like ended up saving the songs. And now I'm like, when I get into the studio with you, I am very confident in the guy who just presses the buttons and hits record and mixes the song. And I love riding off your creativity. You sit right behind me, like on, Instagram or whatever you're doing back there. But like all of a sudden you'll hear something to be like, I don't like that. Or what if you did it this way? And it's so cool because I've gotten to a trust place with you in a comfortable place where it's like, if Will says something, I'm gonna do it.
Careful what you wish for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You are a real artist, man. You got it. You are a producer. You can sit there in the room with an artist and really help the artist get the best out of their product.
I think that's why we do complement each other so well, is because you're a true engineer and from scratch. And I see it all, and I don't know if I know how to get there, but like from a creativity standpoint and a vision standpoint, I know what it's supposed to look and sound like.
Yeah.
And then filling in the gaps is where I think we complement each other.
Oh, man, I love that. It really is. Like, you have grown and learned so much from hanging out with me, as much as I have grown and learned to relinquish control and give somebody else autonomy of a project while we collaborate. And I think that that's the hardest thing for me is collaboration. Because collaboration for me has always been two people with two different gifts sitting in the same room and vibing with each other to make a great product. I never worked so closely with somebody before who has been so close to the same product as me from the start. And dude, that two friends, chain smokers, like I had to take a step back and be like, dude, some of the greatest acts out there right now are two guys that have the same bag with two different tricks.
Hey, careful now. You got the same bag as me?
Oh, of course I got the same bag as you.
No, but I think you
got the same bag as me.
Yeah, I think you handed it to me on day one. I said I'll give it back later, but I think complimenting each other, you go further together. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you go further together, but not with anybody. You have to be grounded on what you believe in and then go further together.
But look how our product's spun, from doing mashups to doing video content to working on original stuff together. You brought me Davis. That's a great producer. You brought me one of the most talented people I've ever worked with in my life in the studio.
I'm a geek for musicians, so I'm always talking to them, finding them, figuring out how we can help each other out, and there'll be more to come.
Well, now we're here. You know what I mean? Like, I never in my wildest days thought that I'd be sitting here recording, having conversations with somebody. But no, I mean, we'll get back to the press play DJ, the MacBook in the bedroom thing, because we will hit more Coachella in our next set here after we take a break. We'll come back with another show, but we'll talk about John Summit, some behind the scenes Coachella episodes, which I found to be absolutely fascinating. And really, for those that don't know a lot about Coachella, which I didn't know a ton about Coachella, like the OG Coachella, we'll get into that. We'll talk about that a little bit and a couple other topics. And so until then, we'll scratch that here. And, from Will Unknown.
Scratch that, baby.
Yeah, keep it real, keep it safe, keep it real safe.